This is going to help you fix your sticky brake calipers or brake pads. So what I first did is took the caliper off the wheel and took the pads out and then pumped the brakes to allow the pistons to fully come out because it make it easier for us along the journey. I did a separate clip in there to show you that, but I forgot to do that. So it's going to be a bit harder for me to get the pistons out. But basically take the caliper off, you'll see it's stuck to the pads are really quite tight, which is not good. And I think the pistons are a bit mucky, so I'm taking the whole caliper off. I used mole grips to get the pistons out with a bit of cloth. You'll see here they are. They look quite good clean in this clip, but there is little bits of junk stuck on there. So you want to get these pistons clean and polished ideally. You'll see inside there's going to be some rubber washers. If you need to replace those, you can order a kit for replacing them, and those will help to make sure that the seals are not ripped or damaged. That can cause a problem. You may get fluid leaking out if that happens, but these looked okay. I took them out, cleaned them and put them back in. So I'm taking the little washers out here. It's basically rubber square washers. I'll call them washers, but O-rings is the right word, isn't it? O-rings, yeah. So here's the caliper in total. You see it's okay. It's not rusty or burred or anything. Some of them, if you're standing for too long, the bikes, they may be worse than this. But you'll see I've taken out the fluid and then I got the pistons here. I used a bit of a brake cleaner and an old toothbrush and a wire wool just to clean off as much as possible. I used it inside as a bit of a reservoir where I dipped my brush in and used that fluid to clean the remainder of the outside of the pistons. So the main aim is basically taking the pistons out, cleaning them, putting them back in the bike and then putting the pads in. So these should really move freely. I remember when I was working with this, when I was trying to push them back in, I had to use a clamp, but these should be really easy to push in, as in you should be able to push them in with your thumb and a bit of pressure. So if it's any harder than that, then there's a bit of gunk either on the O-rings or the pistons are not smooth to go back in. So just make sure you clean them, put them back in, put them back on the bike, bleed the system, and you should be good to go. So there's not much else to this. I'll show you the remainder clean. With the caliper, I like to fill up the caliper with brake fluid and then put it on the bike because it means less bleeding. But here you'll see I'm using the washers that I've got there. I've cleaned them. I've put a bit of a brake fluid on them to allow them to go back in easily. So I'm putting that back into each piston side inside. And yeah, so once that goes in, you'll see the pistons. I used my fingers and was able to get the pistons back in. So that should give you an idea of how to clean your calipers to stop your brake pads from sticking. I'll link you at the end to another video about how to bleed the brake system and put them back on.